Hi Delvin, hi Amanda, hi Suzy Q, good to see you all. I hope you all are doing good. Bear with me. Uh, I'm just finishing up on this. Bear with me, okay? So, she was born on February 26th. Let me see what this is. February 26th. Pisces. Just bear with me, everybody. I'm about. Oh God, did I throw it away? Probably did. Excuse me if I keep coughing. I'm not doing well actually. Y'all keep chatting away. I'll be with you in a second. RYLL. Read. Where are we? Read. Okay. So 10, 20, 22, 10, 20, 30, 33, 36, 10. Okay. John O'Keefe. H. Excuse me. 8, 9, 10, 10 plus 7. This is super interesting. Alright, y'all. So, let's do this. I am actually very interested right now in doing this case because, again, please excuse me, I'm going to be having a little bit of my tea and maybe coughing along and hacking away. I am not doing very well, so. I didn't get tissues. Hang on one second. Let me grab a box of tissues. Oh my goodness. I'm back. Y'all, I have to share something with y'all. So y'all know I'm not back home, right? Y'all know. So I was shopping for some tissues, obviously over here, and like face tissues. I came across this brand. I'm not pay. I mean, I bought it out of my own money. I'm not promoting the brand for any ulterior motives, except for the fact that this is just awesome. I don't think we get this in the US, but this brand, okay, is so cool. It is made out of bamboo, okay, it's recyclable, And look at this little, if you can see this little perforated thing, where you can actually perforate it. I'll show you. And just, okay, it's flexible, so it's not a hardboard box like how you get it back home. These are the best face tissues I have come across here. It is, and I actually bought this by mistake. I was looking for the traditional, and they're not the biggest of sheets. I just tore it, but it's just this big, the sheet. So it is fantastic, and it's got so much of strength to the sheet. I absolutely love it, and I'm like, why don't they make things like this back home? So, and it is so sturdy. You know how, I mean, of course you want to blow your nose once and throw it away, you don't want to recycle it, but sometimes those tissues just fall apart. This doesn't. It's so good. So just a little, like, how cool is that? And it's not a hard cardboard box where you're, stuck with the particular, size. It doesn't fit in the slots or whatever. This is comfortable and it's sleek, and you stick it in your handbag also. I love it. So, I was just going to say, yeah, so who else is in the house? Cece. Hi, Cece. I did not want to do this case. And finally, this individual, Debbie, she said, she's been asking for a while, and finally I did. You know how I'm just not drawn to this case, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do it. But something popped in my mind the last time I was talking to her, because this case is just ridiculous. Like I couldn't quite put my finger on why are they so bent upon flipping crazy messing with Karen, okay? I had no idea. I said, what is going on about this case? And finally, I figured it out. And I was telling Debbie, I said, Debbie, I think this has got something to do with past life karmas. And she was like, oh, and give me 1 second, okay? Let me just do a quick, I said, this has got something to do with past life karmas. This is not just, this is not just things that, just pop up and whatever. Some cases do. They don't like you. They want to put you away, for whatever reasons. But this case is definitely past life karma. And I have just been proved right. I am just going to do this really quick. She was born on February 26th. Here's proof in the pudding, y'all. How can you tell if somebody is struggling with past life karmas? Yes, you can absolutely tell. Astrology shows everything. She was born in Taunton, 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 Massachusetts. Not United States. I didn't know there was a Taunton, England also. Then I'm going to go to the charts again, and I'm going to do one for I'm going to do a couple, y'all. Just bear with me. He was born December 8th. December 8th, 1975. Oh my goodness. Okay, where was he born? He was born in Braintree, Massachusetts. And I'm going to do back to list of charts, and I'm going to create a new one. Just bear with me, okay? I promise you, you're going to be blown by this case. Watch. December 26th. Oh my word. 1981, December 26th, 1981, time unknown, Worcester. Okay. Okay, let's go back to list of charts. Where are we at? John, let me check his. Yeah, 75, right? December 8th. Huh. Alright, one more thing, quick thing. Just because I knew I was going to knock that down. Aiden. Bear with me, bear with me. So, what is this Aiden last thing? D. T. M. O. T. H. Y. Kearney. Oh my God, long name is Kearney. Hang on, everybody. Wow, freaking blows my mind, y'all. Astrology never lies, never freaking lies. 20, 30, 40, 45, 9. Y'all, I am not kidding. So, okay, I'm all set. Okay. So, when I was talking to Deb, let me go back to that, okay? When I was talking to Deb, I said, Deb, this is past life karmas. There's no other reason that I can think of as to why this case is like going on and on and on. This is like freaking ridiculous, mind-blowing. And then all of a sudden, we were like, holy... I was like, okay, past life karmas, where they're all born. I said, where was she born? She goes, Massachusetts. And then I was like, oh, the Salem witch trials. Because, and you know how my mind wanders, right? It's all over the place. I said, I wonder if this has got some sort of past life karma business. Yeah, I'm getting gooseflesh with regards to this case, and maybe that's why it's dragging so on. Because what could Karen Reed have? I feel like it is a witch hunt, right? What kind of information could she have on the group of people, those nasties who are the police, the little county, the whatever, that they just won't let it drop, and it's going on and on and on. And by any measure, you look at the case, I feel like they are trying to frame her one way or the other, get her, into trouble. Like, put her away is the word. And the moment I hit on that, the Salem witch trial, because everything is going on in this Massachusetts, and Debbie will remember, because I got on Google Maps while I was talking to her. I mentioned, Debbie, if you recollect, I mentioned a particular city random name, right? I mean, it's just Google Maps. And I was looking at the map and I said a random name of a city, and I said there's a connection to that city, not Salem, but that city. There's something over there. I should have made a note of it, and as usual, I don't. So I have 3 names. So Karen Reed, John O'Keefe, the guy, right, the whatever fellow, John O'Keefe is the one who passed away, right, the deceased guy, he's dead, the police officer who's dead. And then we have Aidan Timothy Kearney. What Aidan is, Turtle Boy, he's an asshole. He is a slam dunk asshole. And I say it in a way that is respectful also, but he's also a little bit of a bad boy. And what do I mean by that? Before everybody kind of gets a little, what the hell is she talking about? He doesn't give a shit about anybody. He has never given a shit about, past tense, let's say. He has never given a shat about anybody, okay? He just does his thing. There is like his moral code. Yes, he's like, I want to get to the truth. I want to get to the bottom of it. But he's not completely innocent either. He has done some mischief here and there that is in the gray area, and is not considered to be right. So has he? And I had told Deb way back when, Deb, you should validate this. I said he's going to have a legal case and somebody filing allegations against him. And the day I was talking to her about it, I said somebody very close to him is going to pass. Deb, do you remember that? Somebody very, very close to him is going to pass within the next 48 hours. And I think a couple days later, Deb called me and she said, guess what? The very day you said this, his mom died. Deb, do you remember that conversation? So for, I'm going to toot my horn a little bit, but I'm just blown away now by what I'm seeing. So let's go. So Karen Reed is the one who's being falsely accused of killing John O'Keefe. And then we have Timothy Kearney, who is a turtle boy, and he's a guy who's hell bent upon exposing those police officer family, those scoundrels. Okay, so this is just unbelievable. I will tell you for a fact now, having looked at her astrology, I have done her numerology, this is definitely a case of past life karmas. So let's go back to her, to their charts. Okay, I'm going to just, what happened? Something happened. Something beeped. Okay, give me 1 second, Deb. Thank you for sending his Michael D. Proctor. Give me 1 second. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So who is this? Whose case? Who is this? John O'Keefe. Let me go back. So John O'Keefe, the guy who died, he is a Sagittarius sun, Moon in Aquarius, Mercury in Sagittarius, Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Gemini. This is a very intense guy. This is a very intense fellow. The person who died, John O'Keefe. He's a very intense fellow, and he's all about taking action. I can see very well why he is in the police department. Okay, so then let's go back to Karen. Please. Okay, let me go back to Karen's chart. Karen, her sun is in Pisces, a moon is in Cancer, Mercury in Pisces, Venus in Aries, Mars in Virgo. Very particular. She is very, okay, hang on 1 second. Let me go back to Timothy. Timothy, Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Aquarius, Mars in Libra. Y'all, this I would say with conviction. I can say now because I have proof. I can and I will. This particular case is absolutely slam dunk. Karen, it is past life karma, and this is not going to end in this life. Let me tell you that. She's a full-on Pisces, and Aiden is a full-on Capricorn. This Aiden Turtle Boy is going to pop up again. Y'all bear with me, okay? I'm all over my mind is going in 20 different directions. Let's set aside John O'Keefe for a moment, okay? I'll come to John O'Keefe. Karen and Aiden are people who are going to play again a role, a life, an experience, an interaction, and intertwining in another life also. This I can say with confidence now that I will tie it back to the Salem witch trial. Now there's one more thing that's popping up to me at the moment, is this the whole Salem witch trial. There are actually only just 4 key people. Now I haven't researched this again, believe it or not. I haven't researched it. I just know that they were falsely accused, and that Proctor guy and whatever heck. And isn't that Proctor name associated with one of the accusers? This thing is going to play out again. Okay? This Karen, this is a straight up a replay of that, and this is not going to end in this lifetime, of course. You know, if you come back in the next lifetime and, as the same people or better people, I would say, and we have memory of this lifetime, okay, we will be able to recap this conversation, right? How interesting that would be if that were possible, right? Who knows? Maybe it is. She's Pisces now, and she's got the 11th house and the 10th. Let's break this up. This is going to be a long one. My God, Deb, you do this to me every time. Because, I keep pushing it. There's some cases I just don't want to read. I'm not interested. Boom, I do it, and some really interesting stuff after. Okay. So Karen, she's a full-on Pisces, y'all. And Pisces, let me back up a little bit. Pisces is the 12th sign in the zodiac, right? It is an accumulation of all the other 11 signs. This is the maturity. This is where the completion. Imagine the world card, right? In tarot, things coming to a completion before it goes under. Pisces goes under and pops up again as Aries, the first house. Pisces is also considered to be associated with the ocean, right? Now, as we all know, Pisces is ruled by 2 planets, Jupiter and Neptune. Jupiter expansion, Neptune is water, and it talks about illusion also. Now here's the thing, when we talk about illusion, confusion, whatever, it is that state, I'm not going to say illusion and confusion like you're all up in your head type of thing, but it is that state where, think about the ocean waters churning, right? Everything is churning before it gets filtered, and then the clean water comes up top, and then it drops into the trough, and then the Aries is the first one who gets to drink that. Do you get what I'm doing? Where I'm going with this? So, and typically people who have Pisces, now for example, I have a very, very intense Pisces moon, and I'm not saying this to toot my horn, but it is a known fact in astrology. Even in Vedic astrology, Pisces is considered Meena Rashi, it's called. Pisces is considered to be it's the 2 little fishies, right? It's considered to be the sign of completion before you come up on the other side again. Excuse me. Delving into Meena Rashi, according to Vedic astrology, Pisces is a sign which is always considered to be spirituality, thinking about what is your karmic purpose in life, being the quintessential earth mother, that sort of a thing. Pisces soul has has the capacity to absorb a lot of sadness, and have the strength to hold it together. You look at most people who have Pisces, Pisces moon or Pisces strong in their chart. It's a very tough life, and when I say tough life, is tough could be financial, tough could be emotional, tough could be spiritual, but they have a tough life in terms of more so the spiritual aspect of it, right? More so people trying to knock them down, pull them down from a character perspective, try to knock down your character, pot shots at you, and yet somehow you come back up strong. And Pisces has a capacity to absorb and hold it. There are some other signs, like, bear with me, like Aries. You throw shit at them, they will just turn and throw it right back at you. They don't absorb it, they just reflect it back or reject it back at you, right back to sender. But Pisces just absorbs it. Now think about the ocean, the amount of muck excuse me y'all, bad throat, as much as the pollution that we pump into the ocean just keeps taking it, right? But even from a spiritual perspective, even from the perspective of stars, there will come a time when the ocean is going to say, look, you motherfuckers, enough of all this shit you're dumping on me, I'm going to throw it all back at you. And when that happens is when shit breaks loose. Those are the times. Now, you people, yes, from a scientific perspective, we may get into, when tsunamis happen and this and that happen, we get into, it's science, it's like geography, it's like the weather conditions. But from a spiritual perspective, that's the ocean saying, fuck you bastards, take this now. So, in Vedic astrology, if you go down, there's a whole different everything you can explain it away by science, right? Oh, it's because of this, it's because of that. But we at the moment are looking at things from the spiritual perspective. Astrology is also science, don't get me wrong. So do you understand what I'm trying to say? So that's when the ocean is saying, you guys, you kiss my ass, take this. And has anybody ever been able to accurately, correctly pinpoint tsunamis happening? Okay, tsunami happens because there is an earthquake, a shifting of the tables under the water, right? Has anybody historically, tell me if I'm wrong over here, put down your thoughts over here, anybody been able to accurately say this is when the tsunami is going to break land? Never. But can people accurately pinpoint when earthquakes happen? Yes, they have. To the hour, in fact, they have. Because that is Taurus, that's a different element, that's an earth element, there's a whole nother perspective to that, okay? So let's back up a little bit. With her being where she is, 10th house and 11th house, okay? She's a full-on Pisces, man, that girl is deep. I never thought too much about her until I saw, Debbie sent me a little clip of where this Karen had done a something interview while driving a car with some guy or something. And for me, it's not about what is said to each other. I watch the body language and face reading. I do that. And immediately, I didn't watch the whole thing because I don't have the patience for that. I told Deb, I said, she's a very, very smart, deep, self-controlled individual. That's when I said, okay, there is something to this lady. Let's look at her 10th house and 11th house. So 10th house is profession, reputation, moral, life goals. For example, it talks about rank, honor, government, okay, success in life, dignity, respect, reputation, did I say, the authority. It talks about your customs, traditions. It talks about your environment, inheritance from the father. Okay, don't keep that in mind, inheritance from the father. And 11th house talks about like-minded people, groups, friends, gains from profession, income, etc., etc., etc. Now she's a Pisces. So Pisces 10th house, 12, 11, 10th house is Sagittarius. Okay. Now who is a Sagittarius? John O'Keefe. He's a Sagittarius, and this guy is an Aquarius. Let's see. John O'Keefe. He's a Sagittarius. Excuse me. Hang on one second. I have to flip the screens. Go back to the charts. And Timothy. Is a Capricorn. Okay. We'll remember that. Okay. And then her 11th house is Capricorn. What are the odds that John O'Keefe is a Sagittarian and Timothy is a Capricorn? So how odd is that? So let's break it down even further. Okay, let's go. This is super duper interesting. I'm just blown away, y'all. I'm telling you, astrology, man. Who's Aiden? Yeah, Aiden is a Capricorn. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to say this at the moment as I'm reading this. There are two things this is weird. There are two things that are coming to mind. I see her at the age of 56, her life coming to an end. That's a pivotal moment for her in her life. And then once she crosses that, if she crosses that and if she gets away, I see her living a very long life, well into her 80s, like 72 to, well, yeah, I'm going to go with 72 to 82. It's crazy. Yes, y'all, this is her look. First card out is Aquarius. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is mind-blowing. Well, I should have made this a public video. I would have got a lot of hits on it, right? And I just might. So please refrain from sharing any. I know I said, I'm not going to I'm not going to make these videos, but I think the people should really see. Let me go back and check. Okay. So I have Aquarius, Mercury and Capricorn. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, I got 2 Temperance. I got a Government. And I got the High Priestess. Y'all, this is like flippin' ridiculous. This is like crazy. This is 100%, I can say with confidence, it is a case of the past coming back. Absolutely a case of the past coming back. Come on. There we go. Put these cards away, put this away. Okay, let's break this down. She's got Aquarius and Temperance. She's got Mercury and the Pope. And she's got Capricorn and High Priestess. Now, let's go look at who Aquarius was. We're going to cross-check. So y'all have to really be patient with me today because we're going to keep going back and forth. So bear with me. So who's the one who has Aquarius? Turtle Boy has Aquarius in, his Venus is in Aquarius. Then let's go back and see Karen, natal chart. She doesn't have much in Aquarius. Then let's go back and see John O'Keefe. I'm sure he's got Aquarius somewhere. Yes, his moon is in Aquarius. John O'Keefe's moon is in Aquarius. Fancy that. And I wish I had 2 computer screens, y'all. It would have been so much easier right now. And Timothy, his Venus is in Aquarius. What are the odds? What are the flippin', y'all? Today the F-bombs are going to fly. Not because I just want to throw F-bombs. It's too early for me. What is the time right now? It's 5:37 a.m. But this is that kind of a shocker day. Okay? So, both John O'Keefe, who is dead, and Turtle Boy have very intense Aquarius in their charts. The degrees, I won't get into that. And then she's got Temperance here. Okay, let me show you. This is pretty interesting, yeah. Look at that. Am I frozen? I hope not. So what this tells me right there is validation. Next, let's move on. Mercury and the Pope. The Pope is Hierophant and it's got Taurus in them. Let's go back to the charts. This is cross-referencing, okay? So let's look at who's got Taurus. So let's look at Timothy, who's in Taurus. Timothy doesn't have much in Taurus, but you want to put your money on Turtle Boy, on John and Karen. John too doesn't have Taurus. Let's go Karen. I bet you this is tied to the land. Even she doesn't have Taurus. So this goes back to the land, okay? Massachusetts, the land. And you have Mercury over there, okay? So hold on to your horses. Then let's look at Capricorn, okay? Capricorn. And then we have the High Priestess. So the Capricorn we know clearly is Turtle Boy, and the High Priestess is the Moon card. Let's leave that aside for a second. So this for real, it tells me past life coming back. Temperance is a card, is a Sagittarius card. Sagittarius is the 9th house, which is spiritual growth. It's about the expansion of the mind, thinking about your religion, questions, having the innate ability to look beyond what is superficial, delving under, and really thinking about that spirituality and karmic and this and that and all that, right? Now, Temperance is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter again, that's what Jupiter does. Remember, Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Jupiter also rules Pisces. Who is a Pisces? Karen is a Pisces. So this 11th house, what is the 11th house? Let's look at 11th house. 11th house again is like-minded people, groups and friends, and gains, income, profit from trade, acquisition of money, all those things. So I do feel that there is a bond here, and this is when I should have had 3 decks of exactly the same, right? Three of this and 3 of that. That would have been great. We could have put them all together. There would have been synchronicities there, right there. Absolutely past life karmas, and absolutely Karen and John O'Keefe, their relationship was not just, it wasn't just a physical lover's relationship. There is also some economic relationship over here. Some financial relationship over here. Okay, let's set that aside. Let's then move on to Mercury and the Pope, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is Taurus. It talks about institutions, orders, talks about rules, religions, the having mercy, having compassion. But then Mercury is thrown over there. Mercury as an element we know, mercurial. Mercurial cannot decide, will not be stable, unstable. Very quick. The positive aspect is very malleable. Mercury is something that you can, you just say you dig a pit on the beach, a little small 2-inch dig out, and throw Mercury there, and any which way there's a little bit of a irregularity on the surface, Mercury will flow that way. It will flow anyway. So from that perspective, Mercury can be managed and easy to deviate, easy to distract, easy to maneuver. Okay, because it's never, and even as it is maneuvering, you look at Mercury on the surface level, it's always like, you imagine Mercury, it's always a little jiggly, it's always a little shaky. And it's sitting right over here on the Hierophant. Hierophant is the government agencies. Here the government agency that is central to this is the court. And you throw Mercury in the mix of it, right? The court, if you envision a court, they're very steady, strong, grounded, earth element, yada yada. But in this case, because court is not supposed to be swayed one way or the other, it's not easily influenced, it's not easily, that's the court, right? I mean, you can't just go and the court is go, oh, Kirtana, I like the color of the dress you're wearing today, so I'm going to grant you favor and today you win this case. The court doesn't do that. But when you throw Mercury in the pit, that's when the instability comes up. And here you go, you have that instability as far as the court is concerned. It's flippin' ridiculous. It's like, what the freaking crazy are they doing, right? So, moving on. Then we have Capricorn, and then we have the High Priestess. Now we know for a fact that Turtle Boy is Capricorn, right? And Capricorn is an earth element, and then we have the High Priestess, which is the moon card. Now the High Priestess, it talks about excuse me, intuition. It says don't rush into things. It talks about memory, it talks about having the ability to quieten your mind, having the ability to be a little mystical, and things are not completely exposed. There's a level of secrecy. There's a level of secrecy for the sake of privacy, correct? My throat's going to go after this for sure. So, and through Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is also considered to be, it's a 10th house of the zodiac, right? And what is the 10th house? Profession, reputation, government agencies. It's being a little traditional. It's dignity, it's respect, it's the environment, it's control, and stability, right? Stability. But here's the thing, there is something that is not being exposed, it's purposely being held quiet for the sake, the secrecy is for a specific reason. And this secrecy, this great need to keep under the surface, keep control, is not for any nefarious activities or deeds, it's to protect something. So when we talk about secrecy, secrecies could be like purposefully not exposing the truth is one thing for selfish gains, but purposefully not exposing the truth and keeping it hidden for a reason to protect a certain entity, a certain thought, a certain principle, a certain moral act, a certain individual, a certain group of individuals, right? That's another thing. For a good cause. When you, by not telling the truth, are you lying? Right? That's the question. So think about that for a second. Y'all, I am blown away by this case, y'all. Deb, you did it again, girl. So, should I be mad at you? Yes, and I'll tell you why, for not pushing me further to do this case in the past. And I kept fighting it. I was like, no, I'm not interested. And Deb's been asking me for a while. I'm like, no, I'm not interested. It doesn't. And I'm telling you, y'all, there is a reason why when my guides, don't push me to do a case, it's not the right time to read it. Maybe this is the right time. That's why this has popped up. Y'all, I'm going to ask y'all to give me permission, because y'all are paid members. Can I put this, make it, not now, after we are done with the live, can I make this available for the public to view? Because without your consent, I'm not going to do it, because I had said I will not make these lives public because it's meant for members. So let me know. If you all do not consent, then I will not. But if you say go ahead, I will. So let's take this. Carol Reed, come on, girl. Tell me what I need to know. Ooh, baby. Okay, that's 2 cards. we have the devil, and we have the tower. Look at that. Okay. And then we have the Page of Cups. We'll take this slow. This is going to be a long one, y'all. Ooh, excuse me. So what is the Tower card? Right? Let's look at the Tower card. The Tower card pops up here. Very interesting. The Devil card. I'll show you all the cards. I wish the lighting was better today, but such is such. The Tower card is Mars. Talks about destruction. It talks about things purposefully being brought down or things breaking down so that something new can come into place. And then you have the Devil card, and here the Devil card is Capricorn, letting go of fears and frustrations and ties so that you can break free and move on to new things. Or on the other hand, it could mean toxic relationships and purposely being limited or being tied down. Then you have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups talks about volunteering, offering new energy or new emotions and kindness. And what is he holding over there? He's got a little fishy in that cup, and look how he's playing with that fishy. Okay, this is just crazy. So let's break this down even further. With the Tower card, right where her Aquarius and her Temperance is, Aquarius for her is going to be the 11th house. There is a great need for her to keep things balanced and keep things organized and find a manage things with moderation. The Temperance talks about mixing of the elements of the head and heart. It also talks about, as we discussed, Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, 9th house. And with the Aquarius thrown in, Aquarius is ruled by, as we know, is ruled by, who's Aquarius ruled by? Saturn and Uranus. Saturn again is limiting. Saturn is go back and fix your issues, okay? And then we have Uranus, which says sudden changes and shocks. So her 12th house is Aquarius, right? So her 12th house is your like-minded people, groups and friends, profession, etc. This is her opportunity for Karen, this lifetime, this whole experience, to fix whatever, for example, or you can say her past life issues, her past life karmas have been, to fix it. Total destruction, completely destroy it, completely bring it down, eliminate all the, how shall I say, think about wiring, electric wiring on a new home, right? You want to make sure, not a new home, let's say an old home you have, and then the electrician comes and says, hey, the wiring is all gone, we need to rewire the house. That is the scenario for her. Then we go on to the Pope, the Hierophant, Mercury, and the Devil card. This for me tells me, and the Devil card is Capricorn. And Capricorn is her is her 11th house, right? So 11th house, so something about her profession also, y'all. Something about her profession and the Pope, right? Or the Hierophant, the government, the profession, the government position where she's interacting with. This case is going to go on for a while. I don't see this case completely. It's going to take her a good 15 years to put this behind her. Let me make that statement. So even if she wins the case and all those things, it's going to take her a long time to get over it, because there's always going to be some peripheral, some little annoyances, little cases like popping up here and there. and she's going to have to go back to court, or the dregs, the last bits of the coffee. It's like, do you want to take a sip or do you want to toss it out? The last little itty bitty things. This case is going to go, this whole thing is going to take her a good 15 years to put behind her. So this you can say clearly with the government agency, as much as the court is supposed to be unbiased, yada yada, this is all about manipulating and controlling for ulterior motives. And the court is going to go mercurial. They are going to go any which direction they want. They are not going to conform to what the court is supposed to do, what the the courtroom, the judge, the lady justice. They are literally going to be, oh, we'll just do whatever the shit we want and nobody's going to ask us, because a toxic ego has come into play, and they feel like they are not going to be questioned, and they are not going to be the authority using it for ulterior purposes, right? So now, did I say earlier when I read the Aquarius card it was her 11th house or 12th house? I said it was her 12th house, right? Or did I make a mistake? I'm questioning myself, because Aquarius is her 12th house. 12th house, I'm sorry if I said it was 11th house. Aquarius is her 12th house because she's a Pisces. 12th house it talks about karma, hidden supports, institutions, expenses, misery. It also talks about incarcerations. Y'all, so let me go back and correct it, because I think I made a mistake. I said earlier that Aquarius was her 11th house. It's not her 11th house, it's her 12th house. I have to go back. Full clarity, transparency. And then you have the Temperance, right? And then you have the Tower card. So let's go back and revisit that, because I did make a mistake. So her 12th house is Aquarius, and 12th house talks about karma. It talks about institutions, hidden supports. It talks about incarcerations. It talks about misery. It talks about your piety. And then you have the Temperance card over there and the Tower card. So this is an opportunity for her to go back and fix whatever needs to be fixed, right? To completely dismantle, to bring down or to break those limitations, to go above and beyond with Jupiter and with Temperance, to find the balance, right? To be able to break down those barriers, to be able to filter through those and come out on the other hand, which is going to be her first house, right? Which is your individual self, etc. So stand corrected. I made a mistake there, so I'm rectifying it. So what are the odds, right? Aquarius, her 12th house, talks about past life karmas, incarcerations, falsely accused also. Just because you're incarcerated doesn't mean that you are accused and you're guilty of it. Completely for a reason, right? So, and then we moved on to the Hierophant, right? Absolute control for ulterior motives. They are trying to manipulate things. They are not going to, no matter who stands up in court at the moment and says, Judge, you're saying this, this and this, how can you say it? It's not legal, it's not right, it isn't allowed. What is going on over there? The court is going to be, the judge is going to be, I'm just going to shit and do whatever the fuck I want. And that's literally what's going on right now. Anybody and everybody who's worth even a pea-sized amount of brains, has 2 brain cells, can tell that what the judge is doing and the way that they're trying to manipulate is ridiculous. So, next, nobody's holding the court accountable. And there's a reason for that. Let's move on. She's got Capricorn here, the High Priestess, and then the Page of Cups. So Capricorn for her is going to be the 11th house, right? And then you got the High Priestess, which is Moon, and then you got the Page of Cups. So on her 11th house, her friends, a group of people she associates with, gains from her profession, etc. All that has popped up, and because she has no career now, she cannot work, she cannot do anything. And the High Priestess is sitting here and saying, hold on a second, don't rush. You got to be quiet, you got to hold on to your memory, Don't forget what happened. Don't forget. Hold on, wait, there is something that is purposefully kept hidden for a specific reason that has to be brought forth. And it will. It will. She is purposefully being kept. Stay within your limits. With the Page of Pentacles, excuse me, which is a earth element. Okay, there is a great, you have to have patience, and there is a great need for her to raise funds. I don't think financially she's doing very well. I don't think at all. Okay, so she's got the Page of Cups, and then she's got the Page of Pentacles as well. Now let's move on. Judgment. Y'all, I swear, this is like, this is crazy. So, she has to look for, she is forcibly being told or being made, stay within your bounds. But when I say stay within your bounds, it's like, it's not imprisonment. They're trying to clip her wings. See, imprisonment in terms of taking away one's freedom is one thing. She's been there, she's done that. But here, very purposefully trying to limit her, restrict her movements, but without actually clipping her wings. Right? You know what I mean? Just pull out some feathers. Don't clip the wings altogether. Pull out some feathers where you can say, well, you can't fly because, you know, all your feathers are not intact. You know, that's, you get what I'm saying. She's a lot of struggles financially. And then you end up with the Judgment card. Judgment is Pluto. It talks about forgive and forget, radical sweeping changes. It talks about rebirth, growth, the ability to rebuild, right? Now let's take a look at Pluto. Who does Pluto rule? Pluto rules Scorpio, right? And Scorpio is 12, 11, 10, 9th house for her, right? Now don't get confused. Sagittarius is the 9th sign, okay? That's different. But Scorpio for her is the 9th house. Do you get what I'm saying? So, if you go through the sun signs, Sagittarius by default falls into the 9th house. That's general. But for her, since she's a Pisces, Aquarius is a 12th, Capricorn is 11th, Sagittarius is a 10th house, and Scorpio is her 9th house. So, what is 9th house for her in her chart? Right? Let's go back and look. Give me 1 second. For her, Uranus is in Scorpio. Wow. Oh my goodness. Pluto rules Scorpio, but in her chart, and Scorpio is her 9th house. So traditionally, Pluto rules Scorpio. In her chart, Scorpio is a 9th house, and Uranus is sitting in 9th house. So this is a little bit intense time for her. I mean, I'm not surprised. Uranus is all about sudden changes and shocks, and then Scorpio traditionally talks about, you know, rebirth. Scorpio talks about Phoenix rising, things like that. So, and Pluto again is associated with coming out from the ashes, right? Being able to rebuild. And she's got Judgment card over here. Y'all, this is her time to rebuild, and this is her time to grow out of, cross the bridge and come out on the other side. Now, it's very, very odd. Look at this. 3 instrumental players. Okay? So, her relationships that she's brought forth from the past are with 3 people. And so these three entities, these 3 souls, these 3 individuals, they are going to continue this cycle for a little bit more. This back and forth business, they are not going to be able to break free of each other because karmically they're bound. So until all of them finish their run through their ties, it won't be dismantled. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's still a ways to go, but people know very well what is going on. People are very well aware of the fact that whatever they're doing, the calendar is not right. Okay? And people keep talking about it. It is a known fact. The problem is nobody's hearing. Oh my goodness. Debbie, validation right here. Oh my God, excuse me, y'all. Debbie says 5 million in debt. She's 5 million in debt, and the defense just mentioned 3 suspects. Wow. Now, there is also when I say a child involved, it could be physical, like an actual child, and it could also mean the start of something that was still in its infancy, that is also drawn into this whole drama. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's move on. Y'all don't get confused. So I want people to be absolutely clear about this. When you look at the sun signs, Aries, Taurus, Cancer, etc., Aquarius is the 11th house and Capricorn is the 10th house and Pisces is the 12th house. You get it? But in her chart, because she's a Pisces will be the first house. Then by default, Aquarius becomes her 12th house. Do you get it? So I don't want people to get confused about this. Because people will be like, what the hell is going on, etc. You have the Sun card. Then you have the Ace of Swords and the Chariot. Let's break this down even further. So, yes. Expansions, new horizons, and opportunity. She has technically really won this case. We know she's innocent. But the question is, why is that not being allowed to come through, right? Why are they purposefully doing everything they possibly can, except given to the obvious, and the obvious is that she didn't kill John O'Keefe. Okay? But the sun sign also is a significance of the self, the ego, children, male particularly. And then, so I wonder if there's a child involved, or could it have been her? Was she pregnant? Was she not? I don't know about that. We'll see. And also about a child, something in its infancy. Okay? That's another thing that's coming up over here. I don't know why. It's not coming through. Well, give it a minute. Then you have Ace of Swords and the clarity. So let's go back and revisit these. So remember I said karmic, etc. Her Aquarius is her 12th house, and that talks about karma, incarcerations, etc. Let's look at these cards. Break it down. 1, 2, right? 3, right? So there is a reason why she has been kept limited. Okay, now all that's going to come to light. The Sun card also says wherever there was darkness, now there's going to be light. Everything is going to be come to the surface, and things are going to be it's not going to be easy to hide. So, and Susie says she has no children, but John O'Keefe, 2 children closely related to John. Well, something about that. Maybe somebody should sit those kids and talk to them. Now, clarity in terms of how much money she has raised, how much money difficulty she has had because of this controlled toxic bullshit the court has imposed on her by being very mercurial. Enough said? Need I say more? Okay? There is clarity. We know why. The court is clearly lacking. We have clarity as to why the court is doing what they're doing. But does the court have clarity as to why they're pulling this on and not cutting? I mean, stop, enough. Like, let's throw this case out. There's nothing here. So Susie says, she talks about sunlight. It is the best disinfectant, right? I hear you. The moment you see things with clarity, you're able to take care of it, clean it, erase it, refix it, whatever. And you know how they say, in the good old days, you know, they used to say dry the clothes in the sun because the sun rays kill the bacteria infections besides just drying the clothes. And I truly believe that if I had the option, I would refrain from using the washer and dryer. I'd refrain from using the dryer because I feel clothes last longer if you put it in natural sunlight. And to the best of my ability, you know, all the delicate fabrics, I don't throw them in the dryer. I have that little portable thing. I try to hang it out because I have a backyard which is sizable enough where even if I dry out intimates, nobody's going to be able to see it, right? Because we're all about privacy. Those days they didn't care. They put everything out in the sun, right? But yes, it does. Vitamin D, right? So then let's move on. We spoke about Capricorn. For her, Capricorn is going to be her 11th house, right? But Capricorn in the zodiac is technically the 10th. In her chart, Capricorn will be the 11th house. You get it? Because she's a Pisces. So for her, the 11th house, like-minded people, groups and friends, etc. Look at the Chariot card, right? Chariot card is all about movement. It's all about not being stationary. Chariot card talks about stable, controlled movement, progression, moving forward. Now, yes, the Chariot card is a Cancer card. It talks about balance and moving forward. Balance of your emotions, balance of your physical strength, having the protection and the fortitude to be able to move forward. But it also, with the moon, it talks about, because the Chariot is a Cancer card and Cancer is ruled by the moon, it talks about secrecy, right? Look at these oppositions, polarities. In secret, behind the scenes, things are working in such a way that it's like a very balanced approach to things to be able to move forward, right? Systematic, technically balanced, systematic approach to things, and behind the scenes, they are moving forward, taking her forward, the people who are helping her, so that the secret's going to be out. She's going to be fine. Oh my God, y'all, I'm so sorry. My throat is really, and I'm getting hot. Hang on 1 second, y'all. Please bear with me. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a little bit. Obviously, I'm not all dolled up because literally 4:30 in the morning I roll out of bed and I'm sitting here, so pardon my attire. Behind the scenes, people are working for her, going to be able to take her forward. We've been at it for almost, I don't know, an hour and 11 minutes and I'm still in Karen Reed. Okay. She's got 3 of Cups. She's got the Hermit. And she's got the 9 of Cups. This is interesting because her 3 of Cups is falling in her 12th house. Here we go with the 3s again, y'all. Okay? Remember I had said karmic relationships? And this is falling in her 12th house. So this is her and her karmic relationships with 3 other people. no jokes, y'all. I'm going to go back to a past life karma. Karen Reed. I wouldn't be surprised if she was one of the witches in the Salem witch trial, or she herself was a witch. Y'all, if I do post this for public, I want the public to know that this is for entertainment purposes only. These are my observations and my opinions. And allegedly, do your own research, do your own due diligence, and form your own conclusions. And don't come at me and say, oh, you called her a witch. I don't call her a witch. And what's wrong with witches? People have this weird thing about, oh, all witches. Well, there are some who do utilize their skills for the wrong reasons that would cause a lot of devastation. But there are a lot of people in the good old days, the witches were the ones who knew how to do things. You went to them for healing, you went to them for help, you went to whatever, right? So there's nothing wrong with being that. And again, look at that. It's the Pisces, it's the fish. Look at this card, symbolism. This is a fish. Look at that. She is principal in this. And 12th house, karmic. Y'all, I can't believe it. This just flippin' blows my mind, y'all. I'm like, I think my fever just broke because I'm all sweaty right now. Then you have the Hermit card. Right under the card that the stack for the courts. So the court is going to be in hiding and say, holy shit, what do we do? What is a Hermit card? Hermit is Virgo, right? It talks about having analytical thinking, having the ability to think things through, to go back into solitude, to go back to the quietness so that you can analyze things, remove your emotions, analyze things and come out with an unbiased opinion, unbiased, clear sight of where to go, what to do. But the court sitting there thinking, holy shit, she just doesn't, we can't just keep her down, can we? We again with the Pisces at the bottom, no matter how much I try to trample, she's not going away anywhere. And why should she? The court is struggling with that. There is an ulterior motive for the court to be doing this. They just want to shut her up, and she just will not. Okay. And then you have the Nine of Cups. Okay. Nine of Cups is going to be her 11th house, right? So, wish fulfillment for her. Her 11th house is all about, like-minded people, her groups of friends, her ability to sustain herself. She's going to be able to do that. Wish fulfillment. She will. She will have her success. Okay. This is going to go the way how she envisioned things would go, as opposed to how it really turns out. It's not going to be exactly what she wanted, but she's going to be fine with it. She'll be like, all right, fine, that's fine. Let's pull out a couple of other cards for her, and then I'll move on. Ooh, 2 cards. 4 of Cups. What did I just say? It's not going to be exactly what she wanted, but she'll be like, I can live with this and move on. That's what 4 of Cups is. The universe is giving you something, and you're not entirely satisfied with it, but you're like, all right, fine, I'll take it. That's what this means. And she's got this guy over here. Okay? This to me is the 2 of Wands. So then she's going to have an option. What do I want to do from here? 2 actions, 2 paths. I feel she's going to turn around and she's going to file defamation lawsuits. This card will tell us. Here you go. 7 of Swords. This to me tells me she will file defamation lawsuits. 7 of Swords talks about self-defense, protection against competition, protection against people who are who have stolen from you, who have betrayed you, she's going to do something to be able to protect that, right? So whatever people have done to her, she's going to say, look, I have literally swallowed a sword because you guys, and it's literally chopped me up inside because she's gone to hell. But I'm going to come around and I'm going to fix this. She will file defamation suits against the thing. And here you go, justice. I'm going to stop at her. I stop at this. Justice is Libra, balance, decisions, and courts. Libra, she is a Pisces. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8,000. What is, oh my goodness. Now Libra, again, don't get confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Libra is the 7th house among the sun signs, but for her, Libra is the 8th house because she's the Pisces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what is the 8th house? 8th house talks about secrets, legacies, murder, finances, regeneration, sexual energy, material matters, intuition, illusions, shared resources, legacies, disgrace, death. she's going to be like, fuck you bastards for what you've done. Now I'm going to go after y'all for defamation, and she will win because she's got the strength card over here. She will win. Look, y'all, she is being, I'm going to stop right here because she is being put through the fire. Her feet have been held to the fire, absolutely. And I'm going to go back, I'm going to stick to what I said. This is all about her past life karmas, absolutely past life karmas. Debbie, do you by chance remember that particular city? Remember that day I was like, wait, let me see where this city is. We were talking about city and state where she was born. And for some reason, I pulled up Google Maps, obviously, for that. And I'm looking at it, and there was a particular city, something, did I say Petersburg or Fredericksburg or some burg, a city that the name ends with Berg. I said, there's something about that particular location that's very crucial to this. I wish I could recollect. I'll come back to that if I find it. So, she is innocent. It was Virginia. Yes, it was Virginia. But do you remember the city? There was something to that. There was a connection. Yes, something. I got to go back and look at the map. I won't do it right now. It is a known fact Karen Reed did not kill John O'Keefe. She did not. She's innocent. But they are holding her feet to the fire. And this is her past life karmas. When I say her past life karmas, I'm not saying it to bash her or to make her feel worse or make her feel bad. Look, none of us, for those of us who do believe in karma, there's no getting away with it. Good karmas or bad life. If you've racked up enough good karma, you're going to have a good time. But if you've racked up enough bad karma for whatever reason, you can't escape it. You got to. Karma's going to take her dues. I mean, you got to pay her one way or the other. She's like, bitch, I ain't going nowhere. You owe me. I'm here to collect. It's like the tax collector, right? So you have to pay your dues. You just have to. And that's what's going on with this lady. Blacksburg? I don't know, Amanda. I have to look at the thing. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Moving on, because we just got started. Now I know I've done little readings for John O'Keefe and all this, but let's look at John really quick, because God, we've been here already for a few hours, right? Oh, these cards are, where are you, buddy? Blacksburg, Virginia, is that it? Do you remember what I said, Debbie? Thanks both of you, Amanda and Debbie, for looking that up. Debbie, do you remember what I said about that particular city? There is a tie to this case here. There's something about that. Okay, let's go back. John O'Keefe. Libra. Pluto. Saturn. Lover's card, the Hermit card, and the Star card, which is Aquarius, right? So, let's look at this. Let's break this down. John O'Keefe is a Sagittarius. Let me go back to his chart really quick. We are going to break this down here. Back to list of charts. Let me go to John's. Now, yes, I don't have the exact time of birth, but that's okay. Let's see. John's moon is in Aquarius. Right? He's an Aquarius moon. And so if he's a Sagittarius, 1, 2, 3, 4th house is Pisces. And she's a Pisces. So let's break it down. What is the 4th house about? Oh my goodness, my throat. The 4th house talks about emotions, affairs at the end of life. Okay? Now, John O'Keefe is a Sagittarius and Karen is Pisces. So Pisces is the 4th house for Sag. So it talks about the mother, emotions, affairs at the end of life, early environment, land, prosperity, happiness, friendships, family roots, the fundamental needs, hard works, and it also, 4th house also talks about what is below the surface. Okay, let's break it down. Now he has Libra, which pops up here, and Libra is ruled by Venus. Okay, and he has a Lover's card, which is Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So which is air, and Libra is also air, right? Gemini, Libra and Aquarius are air signs, right? And he is an air moon. So the Lover's card talks about duality, partnerships, choices, your temperamental state, right? It talks about attention span. Now if he's a Sag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th house is Gemini. 7th house talks about partnerships, husband and wife, contracts, relationships, trade, litigation, recovery of lost property, being analytical, spiritual growth, intuition. So his partnership obviously is primarily the reason that has popped up here. His relationship with Karen. That's, if he had no relationship with Karen, there's no way she would have been drug into this, right? Excuse me. So there's no way. It's purely because of his relationship with her. Am I blaming him? No, I'm not. But he also has relationships with other entities, individuals, group of individuals that are nefarious, that are not necessarily above ground. I'm not in any way disrespecting him. Leave the dead alone. Let's not talk bad about them. It's all over and done with. You know, again, no disrespect to him. And who am I to judge somebody for having multiple relationships? Like, that's not, like, I don't think any of us should, right? But because it's their choice. It is his duality, his ability to keep things going on multiple levels, which can be considered a positive, a plus character trait, can also turn around and be a negative, have negative results for him. Now keep in mind he's a Sagittarius, right? So it's all about taking action, but he's an Aquarius moon. So which means he can get a little bit lost in his thoughts. He can waver. He could have had some sort of an addiction. Now, addiction in any way, shape or form, I feel is not good, right? If you're addicted to, I don't know, alcohol, smoking, shopping, whatever, they can have devastating effects. Addiction to power is negative. Addiction in any way, shape, or form, in my humble opinion, is negative. I can't think of any addiction that would be considered positive, right? Now, being analytical is one thing. Being able to see things with clarity and all that is fine, but overly doing it, right? That's obsessive, and there's no good outcome for that. It can cause a lot of other ripple effects, negative effects, right? So you got to be careful about that. This guy, I will not be surprised if it comes out, or if it hasn't already come out, that he has been working for another government agency, maybe as undercover or as an informant or something. And he's all about taking action. So he's a bit throw caution to the winds kind of guy. But also multiple relationships, personal relationships. But that's his thing in calling in life. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or whatever, but that's what that's what he wanted to, whatever. That's the way he chose to live his life. That's the way he chose to live his life. Then we move on to Pluto and Hermit. The Hermit card over here, 9, is Virgo. It talks about the ability to think analytically, to retreat, to analyze, use your wisdom and maturity, and to find your way back. But he's got Pluto. Pluto talks about regeneration. So he did have a window of opportunity to be able to do that. I feel John O'Keefe had some inside information that was very, very critically advantageous to a certain faction or a certain government agency. But that very same critical information could have devastating effects on another faction of government agency, entity, or group of people. Okay, he was sitting on a dynamite, all right? And I think that would have been part of the reason why he was taken out. John O'Keefe did not die accidentally. John O'Keefe was not murdered by Karen Reed. John O'Keefe was executed. Okay? So he was sitting on a lot of information that could have been, no, okay, fine, he was having affairs, let's say, okay? According to what the cards are. But that, having that is different from your profession, right? Your personal life and hopefully a lot of us know how to keep a professional life and personal life separate. He was sitting on some information that would have caused a lot of damage. Seriously put some really people way up there in government agencies in a shitty situation, and they would have been incarcerated. Like, he was like, no. But moving on, he has Saturn sitting on his moon, which is Aquarius. Did I not say he had an Aquarius moon? He had an Aquarius moon. So when you have an Aquarius moon, Aquarius is his third house, right? Third house talks about communication. Now remember, he's a Sagittarius, and for a Sagittarius, the third house is going to be what? Aquarius, right? Remember, let's not, again, I can't reiterate enough because people will start sending me emails, oh, you got it all wrong, Sagittarius is not the 9th house, is, whatever. So in the placement of sun signs, Sagittarius is the 9th house and Aquarius is the 11th house. But for him, he has Aquarius moon and Aquarius is his third house. So third house talks about, look at this, some of the aspects of the third house are your younger siblings, your mental inclinations, profession, courage, your immediate environment, your hands, ears, shoulders, communication, neighbors, ability to write, ability to edit, all that, communication. Communication is not just talking and it's not just writing an article. How do you edit it? How do you print it? Reporting. Okay, writing up documents, writing up reports, communication. You're putting that in paper so that that can be communicated to somebody else. I am going to go out and say he was at the point in his life where he was drawing up documents, okay, writing reports, creating documentation, putting things in writing such that that could be reported to somebody, okay, that could be, facts could be communicated, his observations, his facts could be communicated to somebody. And then he has, now the star card is Aquarius. So when you look at from the tarot perspective, the star card talks about inspiration, coming from unexpected sources, creativity, also being in a state of dreaminess. Now I did say his moon was Aquarius and his third house is Aquarius. Now let me go back, bear with me here. This is, man, this is like, let me, I love this. Astrology and tarot, hang on, let's go look at, so, if you look at astrology, the moon represents your emotional responses, your unconscious predestinations, your how you express yourself when you're in an environment that you would consider home or a comfortable environment, right, where you are, you are protected. When you're protected in your home, right? So in an environment where you feel that you can truly let loose and express yourself, right? He was very observant, okay, and also had the ability to analyze people and their actions, okay. He could also have been had the ability to via communication cultivate a particular relationship that would suit his needs. What does that mean? That could go two ways. The negative is you, via communication, you are grooming somebody so that they become more malleable for your own nefarious activities. That's the negative side of it. The positive side, if you look at the fact that he was a policeman, he had the ability to communicate via communication, speech, via communication, groom, cultivate, build, let's say, an informant. Do you get what I'm saying? If he had any emotions such as jealousy or possessiveness or such, he would have tried his level best to suppress that, because he did not want that, because he wanted to show and maintain a certain image. So even though he may have had some insecurities as far as being a little possessive or being a little bit irrational in certain aspects of his life or his relationships, like jealousy or being possessive, he would not have let that come to the surface, because he had an image he wanted to maintain. That was his subconscious, right? His subconscious. Remember, moon is all about your subconscious responses, your emotional responses, right? He wanted to keep that under covers. He could have been a little stubborn when he was a young adult, because remember, Sagittarius, it's all about like action, take action, right? And then you throw in this Aquarius in the mix. He could have been a bit of a stubborn. Even in his later life, he could be like, well, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want to do, in terms of, I'm just to prove a point, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you, just to prove a point, I'll do it. Fuck it. Again, irrational thinking, right? The Sagittarius nature, I'm just going to do it. right? The stuff of taking action and then I'll ask questions later just to prove you wrong. There could have been a little bit of messy emotions, having an emotional tantrum, which would have made people look at him from a different perspective, and he knew that. So he tried his level best to keep his emotions under control, being cool-headed and being detached, appearing to be detached outside. But he would have emotional tantrums, right? But there's also a very helpful nature he had. Sagittarius by themselves are people who help. And Aquarius moon here, he would have been in a position where he has had opportunities to help people, and he has done that. Okay? But the negative side to it is lacking compassion. So there could have been moments in his life where he would have been a little bit contradictory in terms of the way he would react. Very charming, but there's a downside to him. Throw in Sagittarius, who's all about action and explorers of the zodiac, right? Mentally and physical explorers. That's what Sagittarius is. He would have had moments where he would have just thrown caution to the winds and said, I'm just going to go for it. That is what could have caused him problems. Now, with Saturn sitting over there, now keep in mind, what you call this guy? Aquarius is his third house. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and is also ruled by Uranus. So think about that. That's where the contradiction comes in. Saturn talks about, hey, temper it down, keep it under control, yada yada. And then Uranus is like sudden changes and shocks, just boom, boom, and then having that impact. So Saturn sitting here, I mean, being Aquarius being his moon sign, yeah, there were some emotional ups and downs, imbalances, reacting things in an emotional way rather than thinking things through, which could have gotten him into trouble. Don't forget what I said, he was sitting on some dynamite information, y'all, that could have blown the cover for a lot of people. They had to keep it. Wow. I'm going to take some more cards for him. Let me do that. Okay. Ooh, that guy had to come out, and we'll take this guy because oh my goodness, I'm going to take these cards. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go back here like so. Yeah, this guy, man, shit. He has the King of Swords, and then he has the Ten of Pentacles. Right, King of Swords and Ten of Pentacles. Lighting is not the best over here, y'all. So then he has a Six of Wands and Ten of Wands. Oh my goodness. Then he has a Queen of Wands and Nine of Pentacles. Y'all, these are completions. He's got 3 tens in a row. Do you have another 10 for him? Then he's got the Six of Swords. He's got the Page of Wands. Let's do that. Six of Swords, Page of Wands. I'm trying to keep them all together. Right? Then he's got the Lover's card. Then he's got the Magician. And then he's got the Four of Pentacles. Oh my God. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. I'll take one more card. No? Okay, I'll take one more card for him. Bear with me, y'all. Oh my goodness. Sun's up. I'll take this guy. And he's got the Fool card. Y'all, I am just so flippin' blown away by this. This is like no jokes. Okay. Man. So King of Swords, right? King of Swords. It's all about his relationships. The Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. Look, there has been an argument with regards to King of Swords. What is the King of Swords? Practical, strategic thinking, having the ability to lead via strategic thinking, being able to lead, right? By clear thoughts, strategic thinking, having the ability to lead because of your power to be able to decipher with clarity what is right and what's wrong. But on the negative aspect, that could be utilizing your position and knowing very well the devastating effects it's going to have. Put out information that could cause a lot of challenges for a lot of people. So somebody's saying, hi Denise. Hi Denise, how are you? And it's a game of chess, Ten of Pentacles. Look, this whole information he was sitting on that could have caused somebody a lot of devastation. This was an execution. Y'all, please excuse me. This was an execution because it would have costed this group of people a lot of money. It was a game of chess. He was playing a game of chess with this group of people with regards to his relationships, okay? Trying to manage, remember we talked about relationships, his intimate relationship with Karen, his nefarious relationship with certain people on the side, and also his relationship with the other government agency that he was working for. It was a game of chess. He lost. He lost. They tried very much to shut him down, like to stop him, but he just wouldn't shut up. And he was like, no, I'm doing my job, man. I'm not going to hide the truth. Because think about Sagittarians also. There is an element of throwing caution to the winds because he's a Sagittarius, and there's also an element of taking action and being bold. And sometimes that bravery could be an illusion, right? It's like in your head you're brave, but are you really brave? Are you really brave? Yeah, I'm really brave. Okay, so you think your bravery is going to walk you through, but your strength is your boldness is going to get you through, but your power is going to get you through. But there are people who have more power and they use that power for devastating effects, and that's what happened here. He was playing, y'all. He was playing a game of chess. Holy shit, this is like, no, y'all. It was a very burdensome game for him to be able to play this. He knew the risks involved, but he's like, I got to do the right thing. It was very burdensome for him. He was sitting on some information. I don't know what information on what faction. Maybe it'll come up sometime. We'll see. Then you look at the Six of Wands, and then you look at the Ten of Wands, and then the Page of Wands. So, Six of Wands talks about being victorious. If this information was brought to the correct agencies, his reporting, his ability to do all that, if it was brought to the right agencies, it would have been very victorious, very successful. He would have been very successful. But that was a burden. He was almost at the finishing line, y'all. He was almost at the finishing line. He could see the horizon. But the Page of Wands he did something that was foolish and irresponsible and immature, which caused the final end. If he had managed the situation with a little bit more maturity, he would have been fine. Am I saying I'm blaming him for his death? That's not what I'm saying. And if this does go onto the general public's thing, please don't come at me, because I'm not saying he was a bad person. I never knew the man, so it's not in my place to call somebody bad or not, except the criminals who go around murdering people unnecessarily, and not murdering people, period, and child molesters and rapists. Those are bad people, and I will call them bad. But in this case, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, and his personal life is his personal life, that's his own business, right? I'm saying that that Sagittarius sometimes also don't think things through, because they're all about action. Think about action, right? Sagittarius, I'm a Sagittarius, I'll tell you, sometimes I have caught myself, I don't think things through. So if he had, and it has landed me in trouble, it has. Like, simple things like even a project, if I just do it without thinking about all the variables, somewhere along the line I'm going to get stuck, and that is a trouble, right? That's what I mean. Knock on wood, I'm not talking about legal troubles, but in this case, that one action of immaturity that if he had maintained that level of maturity, if he had maintained that level of clear thinking, he would have been fine. It's that one little action that he took that was like caused his demise. Then we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the Lover's card. This is interesting. Here we go. Alright, Queen of Wands is having the confidence and self-assuredness to be able to take action. But this Queen of Wands is somebody who is also can be very sexually not promiscuous, but is okay with having multiple partners. Doesn't think who has Queen of Wands, who has is into having multiple partners, who's okay with that kind of stuff, stimulates her, who has she's intrigued by that, she is okay with that, she enjoys that, and she actively pursues that. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles, okay, and then you have the Lover's card. So this to me tells me Nine of Pentacles. What is Nine of Pentacles? Is having the luxury to be able to facilitate a certain addiction, a certain interest, a certain lifestyle. And throw in the Lover's card over here. Duality, right? Is Gemini again, Lover's card. It talks about partnerships, choices, being very temperament, flirtatious, does not want to be contained, wants to be able to do whatever she wants. That this is another female energy that's popping up. I think there has been some sort of a need for, or wanting to, or actually having, experiencing, enduring, facilitating a relationship that was sexual with John O'Keefe and this individual that most likely did contribute to his demise. Why do I say that? Right after that, you have the Magician card. So this Magician card is telling me, and the Magician is Mercury, communication, right? Is telling me that this entity has used this woman to get to him via the modality of having sexual intimate relationships, okay, to see what kind of information he was holding on to, what kind of asset or information he was holding on to, okay, so that they could manage the situation better, okay, and so that they could be free of any further future litigations. Now, if he had not been taken that action, he would have been free. It would have been a new path for him, new beginnings for him. He would have had a promotion, he would have had a better life. But unfortunately, this falling for this chick that was purposefully placed by this guy to see what information he had is what caused all this drama. It doesn't end there. After this reading, I want to go have a hot cup of black tea to soothe my throat. It's so scratchy right now. I'm telling you, y'all. When I talk about scratchy throat, I'm feeling it so bad right now. King of Wands, there you go. This has got something to do with government agencies. I'll take these guys. Three of Wands and the World card. Enough said. Enough said. Oh my goodness, if this isn't so blatantly obvious, what the fuck are they doing? I hope, I pray, I want. Y'all, I'll tell you this. I am not, and I think I said this to Debbie, I'm not the kind of a person who donates money to GoFundMes. And I'll tell you why. Because we all know there are a lot of fraudulent situations going on, and even if it wasn't a fraudulent GoFundMe, it was a legit, they only get a fraction of the money. Only a fraction of the money collected is assigned to the real purpose, that premise of this, right? In this case, in Karen Reed's case, I will donate. I will donate because this woman is wrongly being pursued. This is a witch hunt. Very simply. Very simply, it is a witch hunt. Okay. I don't know. Oh my God. All right. So let's go back to the King of Wands. Remember we had somewhere else we had some other Wands guy, King of Swords. Now we have the King of Wands here sitting here. So the King of Wands here is somebody who these three fools, remember I said those three fucking fools, assholes, right? And I'm not asking you to excuse my foul language right now because they are fools, clamoring on, holding on for dear life to the instrumental person who's manipulating everything because they know they're up shit creek and they're desperately trying to hold on to the guy's coattails to bail them out of this situation. Okay, and then you have the Three of Wands. They are trying their level best with teamwork, with cooperation. We can get out of this. But are they going to get out of it? No, they are not, because the World card pops up, which talks about completion of a cycle, things coming full circle. So no way, and that is Saturn. And Saturn rules Aquarius, right? Saturn rules Aquarius, and Saturn rules Capricorn, which is Turtle Boy. All right. So, and Saturn also rules Aquarius and Capricorn. So, yeah, no, it's not going to work out very well for them. It's not. Things are going to come full circle. Those guys are going to be held accountable for the three criminals are the ones who killed John O'Keefe, and they're trying to fix it on Karen Reed. Let's look at the Queen of Pentacles. Lot of people, y'all. Lot of people. King of Wands, King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and then now we have the Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. We had that. Knight of Cups, and then we have the Four of Wands. So this is a desperate attempt to find some sort of a proposal, to find some sort of a emotional application, emotional request, okay, to resolve this case. But this emotional drama, this emotional shit went down in an individual's home. I'm going to go so far as to say alcohol was involved when this drama happened in the house. John O'Keefe was executed inside a home environment, a physical home structure, not outside. There was something offered to him to drink. Alcohol was involved. He participated in that too, voluntarily. They offered him alcohol because everybody was drinking. This happened inside the home environment. This to me reiterates for a fact that John O'Keefe did not die outside. He did not die under the open skies, as they accuse him, as they accuse Karen Reed of running into him or running over him on the outside. No, this happened inside a home structure. Three of Wands also tells me, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, this is a husband and wife couple. This is a husband and wife couple having a good old time, enjoying drinks inside a home when this shit went down and he was taken out. There is no line here, y'all. No. Cards are sticking. Let's try one more time. Then you have Temperance pop up, and I'll take these two guys. Then we have the oh man, and then we have the Six of Cups. Oh man. So absolutely this was offered. Temperance. They tried to buy John O'Keefe's silence, tried to appease him. He wouldn't budge. A fight ensued. They tried to pay him off. They tried to tell John O'Keefe, you know, we will do good by you, we will share, you know, the benefits or the proceeds, or we will balance it out, make sure it's fair. And he's like, well, fuck you bastards, and a fight ensued. Again. 3 against 1. He fought, man. He fucking fought for his life. And then you have the Six of Cups. Wishing he could go back to the drawing board and reconfigure. But they also tried their level best to appease their relationship with him from the past. Hey, we've been buddies for so long. Hey, this, that, and the other. He saw with clarity their true nature. Man, he was very disappointed when they, by them. And then Judgment. Here we go again. Pluto. There is going to be radical changes made. Everybody and their puppy dog knows exactly what happened, the truth. And it will be brought to light. Right now they're playing games. But bottom line, Karen Reed did not kill John O'Keefe. John O'Keefe did not die outside as they claim she ran over him. No. He died inside a residential structure, inside a home, a proper home that was built Well, in this neck of the woods, I would have said concrete and stone, but in the US, it's all wooden structures. Like we know how homes are built there, right? Okay, so that's that. Now let's move on to Turtle Boy. Oh my God, this is like, how do we tie these people? So, Turtle Boy was born on December 26th, right? Did I say he was an Aquarius or he was a Capricorn? Let's go back to Turtle Boy. Man, if this gets any more detailed, and it will, back to list of charts. Let's look at Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy. I'm going to crash after this, man, seriously. After I have a hot cup of tea. Turtle Boy, Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Aquarius. So, Turtle Boy is Venus in Aquarius, and then John O'Keefe had Moon in Aquarius. Okay, so let's go back there. Alright. Okay, he's a Capricorn, so Turtle Boy, what you got? See, these people are all tied together. It's all a karmic thing, and whatever that fellow, that fool's name, that Proctor, yeah, that name is involved in the Salem witch trials. This is a replay, a karmic thing. This balance is, the dues have not been paid yet. Karen's going to get her wish fulfillment. She's going to be holding all these people accountable, and they will be held accountable. Capricorn pops up. Oh, hiccups. Uranus. And Aries. I bet y'all weren't expecting this, right? The star card. The star card pops up, Aquarius. So we know John O'Keefe is Aquarius moon, and then this guy, he's got a Venus in Aquarius. Oh man. Okay. The Hangman. The Hangman is Neptune, and then the Strength card, which is Leo. Now, she did not have any Aquarius in her chart, right? Let me go back and reconfirm. I don't think I saw any Aquarius in her chart. So how are these people tied? So, Karen, her sun is in Pisces and her moon is in Cancer. So Karen's sun in Pisces, her moon in Cancer, Mercury in Pisces, Venus in Aries. So her Venus has popped up here. So Pisces, Cancer moon, right? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth house. Fifth house. See, fifth house also talks about speculation and love affairs and past life karmas, unconditional love. Man, there is no denying this, y'all. There is no denying this. Filial reverence. See, one more thing I wanted to say when I read Karen Reed's thing.
there's some connection to her father. Debbie, do you remember when we had that conversation? I said something about her father also popping up. Do you remember that? I don't remember what I said, Debbie. It was a phone call conversation that day. I didn't pull out any cards. We were just chatting. And I said something to do, when I looked up that Google thing about maps about that particular city in Virginia, I said something to do with her father too. And fifth house also talks about past life karmas. Y'all, speculations, etc. Anyway, let's move on. So, for Turtle Boy, he's got Capricorn, he's got the star card here. So, Turtle Boy is associated with John O'Keefe. John O'Keefe is associated with Karen Reed. So, these three entities and individuals are tied as far as past life karmas are concerned. That's a connection I'm seeing. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. These are my observations and my opinions. And allegedly, do your own research, do your own due diligence, and form your own conclusions. And if you don't like what I'm saying or reading, well, don't watch, move on, right? So did I get y'all's permission to say I can post this for public consumption? Well, I think I saw one person said sure, because this is because I feel this people need to hear, simply because Karen Reed is innocent. So Susie says she is very close to her father. He gave his job up as Dean of Bentley to help her find. Oh, didn't know that. So two cards popped out. We have the King of Swords again and the Ten of Wands again, right? Then, whoa. Then we have the Ten of Cups. Remember earlier we had got the Ten of Wands and Ten of Pentacles for John O'Keefe, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles, right? We have the Magician, and then we have the Five of Wands. Let me do this. Thank you, y'all. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. Didn't the Page of Pentacles pop up again in the past? And this is the King of Pentacles. Didn't he pop up in the past too? And I tell you. Okay, let's break this down. So Turtle Boy, for him, his 11th house and 9th house. So he's a Capricorn. 9th house talks about father, higher education, religion, devotion, publishing, law, conclusions, discoveries, inventions, long journeys, right? Father also. And 11th house talks about like-minded people, groups, friends, gains from professions, income, profit from trade, acquisition, whatever. So, if he's a Capricorn, his 9th house is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th house is Virgo, 10th house is Libra, 11th house is Scorpio. Okay, let's do that. So, for him, he has Capricorn and he has a star card. So Capricorn is his first house. What is the first house? It talks about self. His individuality is whatever. And he has a star card over there. So his connection with John O'Keefe, his connection is with John O'Keefe. So the star card also talks about unexpected resources, inspiration, creativity, hope, having the help from people who you didn't even think existed, having help from people who you don't even know about, and you don't even know half the time who these people are and who is really helping you. But that's the reason Turtle Boy is here, is to repay his debt, his karma to John O'Keefe. He's here to help the case. And so by default, he is going to be helping Karen. Then we have Uranus, sudden shocks and changes, and the Hangman. Hangman and Uranus rules Aquarius. Saturn and Uranus rules Aquarius. And then you have the Hangman, right? 12. And the Hangman is Neptune. Periods of rest, state of limbo, uncertainty, delusion, inability to take action and move forward. Uranus is here to jolt everybody up, to wake everybody up by shaking them up, by being volatile, and by saying, hey, smack you on your head and say, wake up. Look here. Look at Turtle Boy's approach to this whole thing. He's in your face, he's up your ass. I mean, not in a bad way, excuse me, I don't mean it like, he is like in your face, like, fuck you, look at this, and I'm not afraid of you. Like, he is there to shake things up, to bring that electric energy, to shake things up so people are able to. Everybody is like, oh, so complacent. It's like, well, whatever. He's like, no, wake up. I'm going to pass an electric current. I'm going to shock you. It's like that goat running. It's sad. It's not funny. A goat running into an electric fence and freaking out, or that sort of stuff. Wakes, the goat runs to the electric fence, is shocked, and he falls over. When they are afraid, they fall keel over and act like they are dead. That's their defense mechanism. And then a couple of minutes later, they wake up and everything is like, they go on to doing whatever the heck they were doing. Turtle Boy is here for that reason alone. It's like shaking people out of their complacency and saying, you fuckers, wake up. What are you thinking? What are you smelling? Like, what is wrong with you people? Here's a jolt of electricity. You better wake up. And that is his approach to this case. If people I don't watch Turtle Boy or whatever, I don't follow. Here and there I watch some snippets just because I watch these YouTubers because I do face reading. I want to watch their body language and I get information that way. So, and then moving on, he has Aries and he has the Force. Now he's a Capricorn, so Capricorn is Earth and Aries is ruled by Mars. So 1, 2, 3, 4th house. So his 4th house is Aries, and remember Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and Aries is ruled by Mars, right? So 4th house talks about the fundamental, the need for hard work, prosperity. It talks about his emotions, etc., and taking action. He's got Leo. The force is Leo. The strength card, what is the strength card? It talks about the will, the heart, the boldness, the courage, the power, the fearlessness. And for him, Leo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th house. So what is 8th house? 8th house is shared resources. 8th house is legacies. 8th house is murder, degradation, finances, regeneration, longevity, wills and secrets. So he's here by jolting, by giving everybody a little taste of an electric current, jolting everybody, taking action, moving forward, giving strength to this case to bring all that is hidden to light. Y'all, you can't make up this stuff. This is like just so evidently clear. Okay. So then let's move on. He's got the King of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and he's got the Ace of Swords. His burden that he's carrying, his burden that he's brought forth from his past life is having the need, the want, the energy to be able to bring things to surface in terms of legalities, the way people think, their mindsets, and through words, through communication, through, remember Aquarius is also communication, through communication, Aquarius is internet, bringing things to light so that people can have clarity of thought. He is burdened by that. That's his karmic burden. So he's through communication, through the internet, electric media, he's jolting people up to bring things to light and to have clarity of thought, forcing people to think outside the box, forcing people to have clarity of thought, Don't just go by what you see. Think for yourself. Think clearly. Y'all, you cannot make up this stuff. So 3, 6, 9. Let me take up 3 more cards. The Sun card. The Star card again. Excuse me, 8 of Wands. So he is going to be very successful, Turtle Boy, doing his part to bring clarity to this case, and hence by default he's going to be popular. He's going to see success. And for him it's now become a matter of principle. It's a matter of ego. It's a matter of, by God, I'm going to make sure this nonsense comes to light, calling people out, holding them accountable. He's like, and remember, Capricorn is also an energy which is the earth sign. They're very grounded, and Capricorn also has to do with think about government agencies, right? So Capricorn has the ability to shake it up, shake up foundations and rebuild. And Capricorn also is a very rooted in the earth type of an energy. So he is fixated. He can be very stubborn. It's like you stand in the same spot for a couple minutes longer, you're going to go roots into the earth. He's digging in. He's like, fuck you, bastard. I mean, bastards. I'm going to dig in my heels and I'm going to bring this thing to life. So moving on. So we have Uranus, the Hangman, and then we have the 10 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So this is going to be a situation where it's going to be emotionally fulfilling, satisfying, gratifying for her, because it seems like she's standing on one leg, right? But bringing in some sort of a momentum in terms of finances, so that she has the ability to be able to take this case forward to fruition. And then the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles. It's a little slow moving, but she's going to get there. And he's also going to be instrumental in getting there. He's going to be also drug into this vortex, this mess. There's going to be some kickback or some backfire. It's like when your motorcycle, you start and it backfires. He's also going to get into a little trouble. It's going to cost him also a little bit of money, because he's going to have to legal up and lawyer up and do all that stuff. He's also going to get into a bit of a shitty situation, just because he's so vocal about it. But Turtle Boy also is not completely in the clean, okay? He's also a bit of a mischief maker. So, mischief maker in the sense, because he's so vocal about things, people are going to be offended by him, right? Because he'll call a spade a spade. Now, does he do it for shock value? Yeah, he does it for shock value, but it's also his innate nature. It's the balls to the walls. That's him. He's been that way all his life, and he's going to always be that way. I would caution Turtle Boy, humbly caution Turtle Boy to be a little bit more diplomatic in how you present it. See, you can have a particular thought, you can have a particular opinion, you can, with conviction, you hold that. You are unshakable, you have the proof, you have the backing, you have the evidence. It's how you present it that could rub people wrong. So that is where I caution him. Hey dude, I'm not going to use the word tone it down, because you use the word tone it down to Turtle Boy, it's going to aggravate him to do the opposite. So I'm going to be like, just be a little bit more diplomatic. But is he going to listen? No, he's not. But I'm going to say it anyway. Then you have the Magician, the five of Wands. You go again. That card popped up earlier, didn't it? And then you have the King of Pentacles. See, I'm going to say with Turtle Boy and all him going balls to the walls, again the same old 3 people. And look at the Magician. Magician is Mercury, it's communication, it's the ability to create, to travel forth, to be able to balance all the energies and to move that ball rolling, to keep going in. He's going to have fight on his own hands. And what he's saying, even though he has the evidence to back it up, legit, is going to create a little bit of drama for himself too. It's going to cost him some money too. But here's the thing though, from John O'Keefe's side, I feel like this energy is another individual for some reason is purposefully wanting to derail the case. I don't know who this person is, but that is an energy stepping forth from John O'Keefe's side. Even though this person is closely associated with John O'Keefe, he is also instigating some of this drama because for some nefarious reasons, for some ulterior motive, he stands to gain by derailing this case. Then we have the Star card pop up again. Turtle Boy is going to have a lot of help. He's going to have his own support. But again, I would caution him in terms of his method of communication, not the modality. The modality is he uses the internet, he uses social media, but to temper it. Temper it is like, dude, balance it. You got to balance it. I would encourage him to balance your approach and to be diplomatic and moderate in terms of how you present it. You can still have the same impact. Okay? So you still have the same impact. And then you have the Eight of Swords, right? I'm sorry, Eight of Wands. There's going to be some major changes that's going to come into his Aquarius, hang on one second. He's a Capricorn. Aquarius is his second house, right? So the Star card is Aquarius. The second house talks about earned wealth, accumulated wealth, his bank balance, his talents, his possessions, negotiable assets, self-control, his values. I'm going to tell him to be careful because this whole drama, his being so vocal about this is costing him money. And he is going to have to I'm going to say they're going to try and get a gag order on him. They're going to try and get a gag order on him. Who they is will be that this individual and those three fools, those three assholes. Where did I see that card again? There were three of them, fuckers. They're going to try and get a gag order on him. These three fuckers who are fighting, these three at the bottom, right? They're going to try and get a gag order on him. It's going to come fast. Turtle Boy's got to be a little bit more cautious about his actions. Communication again. The Hangman again. The Fool card. Look, Turtle Boy has to be. So, Gemini, he's a Capricorn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th house. 6th house talks about his work, his health, his discipline, his habits, enemies, friends. He's got and he's got to be a little. His restless. He's got to be a little. I would caution him to be a little bit careful. He is having a bit of a situation. They will bring a gag order on him or restrict his communication because the Hangman, right after that, the Hangman is there. See, Gemini is Mercury and Mercury is also communication, right? So, they're going to try to restrict his, they're going to make him pull back, they're going to make him make it difficult for him to communicate. So maybe his social media accounts could be frozen purposefully, or they may have some restrictions on that. And it's time for him to kind of, it's a big risk he's taking. He's got to rethink it, rethink his approach to this case, and there's going to be change, and it's going to be like a new beginning. New beginning, if forced, is not positive. New beginning, if organic, is a good thing. So I would caution him. For some reason, I feel like I want to draw one last card for him. Excuse me. Oh my word. Turtle Boy's got to be a little bit careful. He's got Aries. He's a little bit bullheaded about things. He's a little bit, being a little stubborn. The World card. Aries is 1, 2, 3. His 4th house. Yeah, he's got to be a little bit careful. His basic, his foundation, his 4th house. His relationships, the fundamentals, his home, his affairs, his family roots, his prosperity, all that's going to be he's going to have to rethink it with the World card. Saturn is sitting there. See, Saturn rules Capricorn, so he's got a little bit of a advantage over there. But Saturn sitting on Aries, Aries is Mars, is not necessarily a good thing, because Mars is all about fire and burn. It's like, go, don't hold me back. I don't heed to anybody. I'm just going to take action. And Saturn is saying, I'm going to rain on your parade, tone it down. It's not necessarily the best. So, and then you have the 4 of Cups. Just as I said, he's got to be a little bit cautious. He has to rethink things through. And then he's got the 8 of Pentacles. So he's going to have to rethink through, because I feel his profession, his ability to earn income is going to be blocked, right? Because his main source of income, I assume, is through his social media accounts, because he's got some gazillion whatever, right? People giving him money and whatever. He's going to have to turn around and come back and look at another way of earning income, because they're also going to put a gag order on his communication, and by default it's going to be his ability to earn income. There's going to be some sort of allegation that he's misappropriating funds from his GoFundMe or whatever the heck, if he has a GoFundMe where people are donating for a certain cause, or to facilitate him going and doing all this, whatever he does, right? There's going to be some sort of a big question mark, and they're going to be asking him for receipts. And you have the 7 of Pentacles. So he's going to have to really work hard at showing proof, and that's going to annoy the shit out of him. And then he has 13, which is the Death card, which is he's going to have to there's going to be an ending for him in terms of a source of funds, or Death is Scorpio, so Capricorn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th house. So 11th house talks about like-minded people, groups and friends. Gains from profession is going to be limited. So he's not going to have that much gains from his profession. And in all honesty, profit from trade, acquisition of money and groups and friends and like-minded people, there's going to be some sort of I think I see his income being questioned, right? Like, where are you getting this money from and what are you using it for? That's going to be a big thing. And then they're also going to start putting a gag order and saying, show receipts, and they're going to create a scenario where he's going to have to, just by the fact that they're pressurizing him to show receipts, that's going to annoy the shit out of him, because Turtle Boy does not like to be questioned, because he's sitting on his high throne. There's a little bit of arrogance, ego over there. And there's no doubting that, and he is who he is, man. If that's who he is, that's fine, but let it be known that ego, confidence, overconfidence, arrogance, at some point or the other, the universe is going to put you in a position where it's going to knock you down a couple of notches. We've all experienced that in life, and we will always experience that. That's the nature of it. But I would behoove him to be a little bit more careful. So bottom line, Karen Reed is associated, her karmic tie is with John O'Keefe, and Turtle Boy is principal in this. His karmic tie is with John O'Keefe, his connection. That Proctor guy, his karmic tie is with Karen Reed. So that's how this connection is popping up. Now I want to go back to a couple of things that I want to shed light on. Okay, so we have established that that Karen is full-on Pisces, and let me go back to their astrology charts really quick. Now, of course, I don't have the exact time of birth, but this is Karen, right? So Karen, she's a Pisces, and her moon is in Cancer. So let's take a look. So we have Saturn entering Pisces, right, within the next couple of days or whatever it is. I'm going to say, and also keep in mind, y'all, we have a solar eclipse, right? Do we have a solar eclipse, or is it a lunar eclipse? Give me 1 second. So, solar eclipse in 2025. I'm going to get into astrology a little bit. On March 29th, there's going to be a partial solar eclipse, right? And it's going to be visible in northeastern and North America. Well, Massachusetts is northeastern, Canada, Greenland, Europe, northwestern Russia, etc. Keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. Then let's look at the moon calendar. Wait, I can look at the moon calendar on my phone because I have that thing. Hang on. So where is the moon calendar? Is it in this one? Or yeah, here. So waning crescent. So March 27. New moon. 28. So on March 29th, we have a solar eclipse, and then we have a new moon. And the new moon is going to be in, hang on 1 second, moon calendar. This is important, this is very crucial. I'm not going there. I'm hungry now, y'all. New moon in where? I want to know new moon and where. Supermoon, March. New moon in. Oh, come on. March. Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. So, damn it! I hate when this system. Okay, here we go. So March 29th, we are going to have a new moon solar eclipse in Aries on March 29th. Okay, so two things. Saturn is entering Pisces shortly, and then we have a new moon and solar eclipse in Aries. That's very interesting. So let's go back to these guys, okay, and see. So for Karen, she has Saturn going into Pisces shortly for 2.5 years, and then this new moon solar eclipse in Aries. So Aries is her second house. What is her first house? First house is self, right? Your environment, your character, your happiness, unhappiness, strengths, weaknesses, independence, etc. So Saturn is going to be sitting on her first house. So he is really going to be putting her through the ringer for the next 2.5 years. It's going to be like, hats off to her for enduring all this. I mean, like her mental state, she's a strong person, but it's going to affect her health for sure. And then you have the new moon solar eclipse in Aries, right? Aries is a second house. Now, what is the second house? Accumulated wealth, earned wealth, family, your reputation. It also physical face, possessions, negotiable assets, your self-control. So her bonds. Look, for her, I think this is the time where she gets through this. Her karmic ties are going to be released from whatever thing from the past, as we discussed, right? So that's her. Next, let's go to John O'Keefe. Let's look at his astrology. Give me 1 second. Where are you, John? Let me go back to John. So John O'Keefe, his moon is in Aquarius. Saturn is moving into Pisces, and Pisces for John is a Sagittarius, right? And Saturn is moving into Pisces, and Pisces is 1, 2, 3, 4th house. So for John, again, his 4th house, right? What is the 4th house? It talks about, your fundamentals, your family, your roots, that sort of a thing. And Pisces isn't he an Aquarius moon? Is the 2nd house from the moon, so from his moon. And 2nd house talks about his damn, they're all tied, man, for her and him. For John O'Keefe also, I feel like this is his karmic done, it's released, he's done for, right? Then I don't think Turtle Boys is done. Hang on 1 second. And remember, full moon solar eclipse is going to be on the 29th, and that is in Aries. Aries is John O'Keefe's sister sign, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th house. Speculation is going to end for him, for John O'Keefe. Now let's go to Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy's moon is in Capricorn, and so he's a Sun Capricorn, 1, 2, 3, and for him, Pisces is his 3rd house. That's why Saturn is going in, and 3rd house is what? Immediate environment, right? 3rd house is communication. Oh, bloody hell. His short travels, his mental state. Turtle Boy's got to be a bit careful. And then the full moon solar, new moon solar eclipse is in Aries, 1, 2, 3, 4th house. 4th house is his emotions, his affairs at the end of life. No, he's not going to die. That's not what it means. And then his home, his family roots. This is not a good time for Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy also has to be a little bit careful. So there you have it, y'all. There you have it. Let me draw this closer and see where we are at as far as... Okay, so... he has apparently said he has an emergency hearing tomorrow. Turtle Boy is facing hundreds of years prison. Yeah, it's not a good time for him. It's not a good time for him. So, did this thing freeze, or do we have people here? So I don't know. Lots of love to everybody. Man, how long have we been at it, y'all? What time did we start? At 6:30, right? What's the time now? Let me see. What is the time now? It's 9:10, so coming up 3 hours. Man, this was long. Excuse me, y'all. Tay says she's a new member. Susie says I'm still here. Tay says, Tay is a new member, recently discovered your channel and been watching through everything. Thank you for your insight. Welcome, Tay. Thank you so much for joining us, the Real Family. Welcome to the Real Family. Thank you for watching my other videos. I'm so happy you're here. Appreciate you. Appreciate every one of you. Let me go back and see. Debbie. Okay, thank you. Debbie, Susan, Tay. Then I know Cece is here. Amanda, Delvin, Denise, who else is watching? So, Jay, I'm sorry, not Jay, I'm sorry, Joy, I apologize, Joy. If I'm missing any names, y'all, no offense, man. So thank you all for joining. It's a small group here. So the way I want to say to my members, I think this should be put on the internet because I think people need to watch this. Okay, so I'm going to do that because two of you all said okay. I haven't heard from others. I'm not going to post it right away. I'm going to post it maybe tomorrow because I want to give the members a opportunity to have. I'll leave it up as members only for another day or so, maybe, and then I'll switch it over because I feel this people should really hear about. So I hope it's okay with you all. That's why I'm not answering any personal questions today, but this is important. People really need to see it. And there's so many other characters in this, y'all. I mean, we have, thank you, Delvin. I feel there's so many other characters at play here. One more thing I want to do is do another reading about that John Proctor guy. Because he's very, very actually, fuck it, let's do it right now. Why not? Since we're in the thick of things, let me, can any of you look up and tell me what John Proctor's date of birth is? Let's do it right now because I feel like it's important considering how this case is. Let me go create a new chart. Proctor, Proctor, I think. I'm going to put time unknown. Let me, if any of you all can look up John Proctor. Let me see his date of birth. I just need his date of birth. John Proctor, I don't know how to stay there. Oh, Debbie. Debbie's on it. She's like, girl, I got you covered. Thank you. I mean, thanks Debbie, and thank you to all of y'all who, who participate and who give me this information. So where did here, there we go, John Proctor. This is, oh, she sent it to me earlier. Okay, hang on, Deb, let me go back and look at it. I think you did, yeah, but do I have it? John Proctor, wait. Deb, I'm so sorry to do this to you. Is there a chance you can resend it to me? I would appreciate that. Hang on, I think I got it here. So John Proctor. Dang. She did. She sent it to me. So no, let's go back there. Sorry, Deb, to make you do it again, but I appreciate you. That's Michael Proctor. Give me, okay. So let's look at Michael Proctor. So Michael D. Proctor, right? Let's see. Michael D. Proctor. And he was, so I don't know what Michael Proctor's role is. Again, please help me. Oh, that doesn't help because he was born December 1981. Canton, we don't have his date. So never mind, Michael, right? We'll just do his numerology for him here on his name. Michael. D, I'm getting to it. One moment. Proctor, P, O, C, T, O, R. Hang on 1 second. So 10, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 30, 37, 14, 14, 20, 29, 29, 34, 35, 36, 42, 51, 6. Okay, she got me notification. Let me see. Bear with me, y'all. We may as well do it. So, I mean, if y'all are up to it, then. Oh, Michael Proctor is a state trooper. Okay. John Proctor. Okay. John. John Proctor. October 9th, 1632. So, wait. Salem. Where was he born though? That's city and state. Massachusetts Bay Colony. Okay, let me see. I'm going to put in Massachusetts Bay Colony. When did she say? October 9th. October 9th, 1632. I don't even think that, yeah, this is not going to go back that far, unfortunately. So let's say, how old was he when he died? Give me a second. Let me see how I can do this. Hang on one second. He died 19th August. He was 59. Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to do a little bit of Bay, what? Hang on. Bay, Massachusetts, Georgia, Bay something. Hang on one second. Oh, he was Suffolk, England. Suffolk, England, right? So I'm going to do a little bit of math. Hang on, everybody. We'll find this. We'll fix this. So we have. Okay, so let us assume he was born October 9th. Okay. Okay, there we go. I got it. So, John Proctor, what was his full name? What was this fucker's full name? Hang on. John Proctor. Okay. So, October 9th, so 10. Hang on one second. And October 9th would be considered what? October 9th would be considered, October 9th is a Libra, right? So, bear with me y'all, I'm getting to it. Yeah. Okay, so, something else pinged here. Yeah. August 19th, okay. Okay, got it. Okay, so let me go back here. Are you all ready for it? This is crazy, y'all. Did I want to go this far? Okay, so let's go to Michael Proctor, okay? Michael Proctor, what did I say was, okay, John. Michael Proctor is 6, and John, where are you? 6, H, 8, N, that's Ryan Proctor, 7, 9, 6, 3, 2, 6, 9. So 9 plus 11, that's 2. house. Wow. Okay, so for Michael Proctor, we have the 6th house, and John Proctor, we have 8th and 4th. So Michael Proctor, we know he was born in December, right? So give me 1 second, let me just make sure. So Michael was born in December, I think she said, December. So he could be Sagittarius or he could be Capricorn. So for Michael Proctor, if we have the 6th house, if you go by Sagittarius, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th house is Taurus. If you go by Capricorn, it would be Gemini. So let me do a quick read for Oh, so Deb says she was only seeing her comments. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Again, do we have a problem with this dang internet? Okay, so Michael Proctor. No, too many cards. Let me just. We do have interesting cards. Well, if they're supposed to come out, they'll come out again. I just need one for Michael Proctor, please. One card for Michael Proctor. Oh, 2 cards, Pisces and the Earth. Now, are we surprised? Because who's Pisces? Sharon Reed. Not Sharon, Karen Reed. 1 card. Oh, that's too funny, too funny. Cards don't lie, y'all. Cards do not lie. Let's go back to this deck. Let's put away these cards because where's the other one? I want to make sure I got all the cards. Yeah, this one. So Michael Proctor. I'm going to say Michael Proctor, this is the end of him. Michael Proctor is definitely somebody whose intention is very clearly to destroy, destruct. This is the end of his career as he may have known it. Michael Proctor is, whoa. Wow, okay, as I said that. This came out first. Okay, as I said that, and then we have to look. Here's the thing. Michael Proctor, if he's a Sagittarius or a Capricorn, never mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4th house or 3rd house. Either way, Pisces can be his 4th house or 3rd house, right? So either way, his career is done for. He is finished. His career is done for. He is finished. He also has the Tower card. He's got the Earth card. His grounding, his foundation, his career as he knows it is done. And his tie to this is going back to his Earth, going back to his home, going back to his 12th house karmas. Okay, so if you go back all the way, regression to his previous life, etc., I'm going to say absolutely he was involved in this case, and I would not be surprised if, I don't know how to say it, man. People will be like, oh, she's cuckoo, but these are my observations and my opinions. Do your own due diligence, do research, form your own conclusions. This is for entertainment purposes only, and because I also did John Proctor, who was born October 9th, 1632. So he was 59 years when he passed. My astrology software doesn't go back to the year 1632. So for John Proctor, he has his 4th house and 8th house. He's a Libra. So let me go back to his chart. John Proctor, he's a Libra. His moon is in Leo. His Mercury is in Scorpio. Venus in Libra and Mars in Leo. So if you look at him as a Libra, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th house. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Bear with me. 6th house is the mind, the enemies, friendships. And then his 4th house. 4th house is his foundation. 4, 6, and 8. Holy shit! Ah! No water. I'm too invested in this. I'm not even going to get up to go get my water. 4th house, 6th house, and 8th house. Y'all, I don't know if I want to say what I want to say out loud because it sounds really cuckoo, but those who believe in these things will know. Michael D. Proctor and John Proctor's merge. Their charts merge, y'all. Holy fucking shit. I can't. So if he's a Libra, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th house is Libra, and 6th house is Pisces, and that's where Saturn is moving. So there is going to be some sort of a pressure put on Michael Proctor in terms of his worries, his debts, his legal and court issues. He's going to have his own legal and court issues. Restless mind, he's under a lot of stress. His work, health and habits, he's up shit freaking creek. Because he has also doctored a lot of shit. He has manipulated. Michael Proctor has manipulated a lot of stuff. Michael Proctor is John O'Keefe in the present world. There, I said it. Let it be known. Okay? So, and then keep in mind, new moon solar eclipse on in Aries, right? And if John O'Keefe is a Libran, okay, then Aries is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th house. But if Michael Proctor is a Sag or Capricorn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Either way, there is a lot of speculation about him. There's a lot of change. The energies are his freedom, his love affairs, past life karmas. It's all, he is him, y'all. He is him. Go figure. Okay? Yes, Debbie. That's what I mean. He's got the Lover's card, the Hangman, the Nine of Swords, the Chariot card, Temperance. Look, whatever Michael D. Proctor in this life, in this time of his rebirth, if you will, whatever he is doing, his bad habits, his negativity, he has brought it forward. You understand? He has not learnt. He has not learnt his lesson. This man has not learnt his lesson. He's not going to learn his lesson. And he has Gemini here, which is communication, ruled by Mercury, but followed by the Hangman. He is going to use his mercurial tendencies, his quick to change his position for nefarious activities, to be able to create delusions, okay? Inability to take action, it's delusion. He's freaking delusional. This guy is freaking, Michael Proctor is delusion. He's a nut. And he has got 9 of Swords here, which is, he's under a lot of stress. And the Chariot card and Temperance. So he's going to try his very, very best to move forward, to focus and to move forward. But, and also find the balance, okay, find the temperance, find the balance to be able to move forward. Hang on. So, the Chariot is Cancer. So, 12, 11, 10th house. 10th house is professions and reputations, is shot to shit. And then 1, 2, 3, third house is communication. Y'all, no matter what, which way he cuts it, no matter what he does, no matter how he does it, 4th, 6th and 8th house, I'm going to read it to you so that way y'all will know, okay? Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second. 4th, 6th. Give me 1 second. Okay. The 4th house represents the native's physical health, lifestyle, and assets. Assets could be movable and immovable assets like your vehicles, your property, your materials, the clothes you wear, etc. And it's also immovable assets is your property, your land. Remember John Proctor, it was all about his home, his land. You remember that? 6th house is it also represents your borrowings, your liabilities, litigation, okay? Chronic illness, your physical health, right? Your enemies, your capabilities in terms of how you manipulate people. 8th house represents your longevity, troubles, difficulties, sorrows. 8th house also represents, death, like I've said many a time, legacies, disgrace. Do you have the ability to regenerate? Think of this. 8th house is, sun sign is Scorpio, which is considered 8th house. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. What is Mars? Destruction. And what is Pluto? The ability to regenerate. Think about that. 4th house. What is the 4th house in the 4th sign in the zodiac? 1, 2, 3, 4th house is Cancer. And what is Cancer? Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's your emotions, your land, what you're tied to. What is the 6th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th house is Virgo, which is Mercury. Again, there you go. So I'm not going to get into that so anybody who has a combination of 4th, 6th and 8th house, whatever they are going through, let me just read this. So it could be people who steal money or acquire assets through illegal means for selfish reasons at the cost of another individual, right? Is getting bribes for work done. It involves your profession for the gainful, selfish gains of your profession. And on the negative, it could also, well, that's all negative. You could risk losing it all and everything taken away, your entire wealth taken away because of the way you conduct yourself, right? This is for entertainment purposes only. These are my observations, my opinions, and allegedly do your own research, do your own due diligence, and form your own conclusions. Now, did you remember what I said? It talks about stealing money and assets and information from other people for your own selfish reasons, and because you know you're going to gain from it, getting bribes for work done when it is involving your profession, and he's going to lose everything and he's going to be held responsible for that. This is also a person who is not above sexually abusing or assaulting people from astrological perspectives, okay? Then there could be a period of being removed from your natural environment and kept in confinement against your wishes. They have criminal tendencies, thinking of things and coming up with unethical ideas for an end result for selfish gains. Using unethical ideas, working on implementing unethical ideas, converting to actions for your own benefit. These individuals have the ability to create serious injuries for others. Read into that the way you would. They are not above physically abusing others or those they consider weaker. They're not about sexually abusing others. These individuals could also be faced with chronic illnesses, particularly illnesses regarding their stomach, the genital area, the sexual organs, and the bowels. These individuals don't necessarily have a good relationship with the mother. Y'all, I could go on. Look, let me just stop there because this is a whole nother ball game. So, all right. Actually, there's something else in that. I want to go finish here. Hang on. So these people are very good in terms of being able to present themselves in a multi-dimensional form or manner where they show themselves to the public as having many and numerous skills, and they want to present themselves in a way where they think they like to be presented as being intelligent, being having good qualities, possessing admirable skills. But there's a negative side to that, okay? So their relationships with their birth family is not always very good, okay? These people have a tendency to exploit, harass, abuse, misuse anybody that they would consider to be in a position in society that is less than them. So if he's a cop or an investigator, and if there is a suspect, or somebody, anybody, you don't have to be a suspect, you don't have to be a criminal. If he sees you as being less than him, then he will abuse, right? Or use his position advantages to himself, and he would use his position to abuse. I'm just going to leave it at that. John Proctor did that. He used his position to abuse those he thought lesser than him, right? And these people are also very, very sensitive to being slighted by others. So, if as much as they're overconfident, these people are extremely, extremely lacking in self-worth and self-confidence. Because if you so much as say, I'm not so sure I like the color of your shirt, they get very slighted, very quickly slighted by that. And these people also, they'll be good students, but once they feel in their mind they've learned what they needed to, they will spin it around and they would try to derail the person who trained them or taught them. Man, I could go on all day. If I had their time of birth, I could do a full-on astrology reading, but that's the thing, getting that accuracy. So Susie says he was fired because of the case with Karen Reed, dishonorable discharge. He was offered a gift for his help by one of the alleged, oh my God. This guy is up shit creek. This is, now do you see the karmic ties, how all this ties up as a deck? So I'm going to say Michael Proctor is John Proctor. I'm just going to say that. But Michael Proctor's karma isn't over yet, for sure. It is not. So I'm just going to say that and leave it at that. And I'm also going to say this is for entertainment purposes only. These are my observations, my opinions, and allegedly do your own research, do your own due diligence, and form your own conclusions. Y'all, I'm truly running out of juice. No, I have my battery is completely drained of energy. I cannot. Right now, I'm finding it a little difficult to. I'm zero energy right now, so I'm not going to do it because zero energy means no focus, and no focus means readings are not going to be perfect. So let's start. Debbie, of course you want me to do a whole series on all these people. Oh my God. Debbie is obsessed with this case. I can tell you that for a fact. I'm sure a lot of people are, but there are so many players in this, y'all. So it'll be very interesting, but I mean, you get me. See, for Michael D. Proctor, if I had his date of exact December something, right? If I had his date of birth for all these people, time of birth, etc., we can do astrology charts and superimpose and do that. That's going into astrology. I wouldn't even touch tarot and numerology at that time because that's anyway. So I'm gonna stop now, y'all, if y'all don't mind. Thank you everybody so very much for being here, for joining me to the I don't know why it says only two viewers, but whatever, maybe others fell off, maybe they got bored of me, but I appreciate every one of you. And for the new member, Tay, thank you for joining. I hope you're not disappointed. If you all have any suggestions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do this. And since I'm going to be posting this for public viewing, I just want to say, for those who become members, it's just $4.99 every week on Wednesdays, Central Standard Time, 6 or 6:30 in the evening. I make these live streams exclusively for members, and time permitting, I do a 1 card, 2 card, 3 card reading for members as a thank you, personal questions that they have. It doesn't happen every week, but I try. So today I'm not going to do personal questions because I'm going to air this, so I don't want your personal information out there. So and of course, when the anniversary comes, actually March 1st was the anniversary for my channel. But since I'm out of the country, I am unable to, do the gifts and this, that, and the other. So when I go back home, I will have a little belated anniversary celebrations for members only, where there'll be gifts and, game we play and all that good stuff. So please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Help me grow this channel. I would really appreciate your help. And right now I'm not doing my Friday live streams, y'all, because like I said, I'm in a different time zone. So 6 o'clock in the evening over there in Texas time is 4:30 a.m. in the morning for me, and it's kind of taking a toll on me because I'm also working here. It's not a vacation, I'm working. So I've been traveling this time. I've traveled quite a bit too, and I think that is what is affected, because change of scene, change of water, change of weather. But it's all good. I love it. This is awesome. I absolutely love it. I also do personal readings. Get on my website. All the information is in the description box, and look at all the different kind of readings I offer. And those of you who have had readings from me, you can attest to that. So take care. Love you all. Have a great rest of the day, rest of the night, and see you shortly in the next video, right? So yeah, Susie, we were wondering what happened to you too, but glad to have you back. Okay, Delvin says, are we having Zoom this week? I can do that. I will set it up, so just bear with me. I have to check my work schedule. I may be traveling. If I travel again, then it won't be possible. Otherwise, I will do it for sure, because I think the last one I missed, right? So we'll do it. So yes, so take care everybody. Much love to you all, and blessed be everybody. Let me do that. Wait, what? There we go. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be happy. All right, bye everybody.